Well, that was better than expected. So after doing a community post, I found out more people want to see videos like these, so we're going to keep on pumping them out for a bit. So you know what, I thought to myself, what better way to continue the series after the Briar pilot episode than going ahead and taking a look at Briar before the 200 years. So welcome everyone to an Irish review of Warwick. Now, there's no point in dragging this out, so let's move straight into what makes or break a champion, their passive. And now I would make the Nasus joke again, but I do prefer a little bit of creativity on this channel, so if you'll just give me one moment. Not you. Not you. Definitely not you. Who put this in the underwhelming passive pile? You know, that one works actually. Eternal Hunger is Warwick's bread and butter, and is also the reason many even play him in the first place. Warwick's autos do a little bit of extra magic damage on hit, and he heals for this when he's below half health. But when he's below a quarter of his health, this healing is then triple. So, I'm sure a lot of you already know what this means. Barrier Warwick top! Woo! Good thing no one's in my house right now. Keep in mind though, this damage is applied on hit, which is going to become a lot more important later on as we get into the rest of his abilities. Warwick's Q, Jaws of the Beast, is by far the most fun part of his kit. When you use it once, it does some decent damage, nice scalings, has some pretty good max health damage to it. However, we need to take a look at the better part of this ability. It's two different functions. If you just tap it once, you get a little bit of a bite, a bit of a chomp. You might take off their leg, but look, they'll be up the next day. However, if you hold down the Q, you will follow the person all the way through. You follow any dashes, all movement, everything possible. When I say any dash, I do mean any dash. Flash, easy. Gale Force, more like Fail Force. Teleport, get out of here. Recall, I'm not joking, you can genuinely do that. That's actually that's a bad bug that Riot needs to fix. I don't have the footage, so I'm just using some default stuff right now, but this did happen to me once. I queued an Ornn who was recalling under tower, I got sent straight to his base. I only got executed, but it was still really fucking stupid. Now, along with following dashes and teleports, Warwick Q also allows you to dodge any form of CC. Now, there will be certain types that you can't dodge. You're not really able to stop a Malzahar Q from going on to you, but if you do time your Q well, you can dodge anything from an Alistar W, a Blitzcrank hook, all the way to fecking Mordekaiser ult. Don't ask me how it works, we just keep on going with it anyway. Warwick Q usage is pretty much how you tell if someone does or does not have a life. You can decide if that's a self-burn or not. Now, some of you might remember how last time I called Briar's W a drug. Well, Warwick W is fucking cocaine. Blood Hunt gives Warwick bonus move speed and attack speed towards the target once they're below 50% health, and this value keeps on increasing depending on how low they are. Someone at 50% health will give you a bit of a move speed boost, but someone at 10% health, you're going to be sprinting at them at Mach 7. Along with this, you also get a blood trail leading them to where you are, so something to always keep in mind versus a Warwick, that if you're weak, he knows. Now, you can activate this against the nearest enemy towards you, but you do only get the 50% boost, so don't be going around thinking that you're going to be suddenly coked up just because you hit W. This ability, along with Warwick Q, is what kind of keeps me coming back to him so much. The sheer serotonin and dopamine and other drug things that enter my brain when I'm sprinting towards someone at Mach 27, just because they're a little bit low, they took a bit of a bad trade, they're recalling, they think they're safe, then all of a sudden you pop out from behind a bush ready to fucking murder them. It's just amazing. Primal Howl, Warwick's E, is how you take his already deceptive tankiness from the immense amount of healing he gets, and just turn it up to 11. On the first cast, you gain up to 55% damage reduction for 2 seconds. Then, after either casting it again early, or just waiting out those 2 seconds, you fear all enemies around you for 1 second. Overall, this ability is fucking amazing. I love it. Either way, Warwick's E is underrated as hell. You'll always see Warwick players saying max W, then Q, then E. Or if they're in top lane, it might be Q, W, then E. But I swear to you, put some points into your E. It doesn't matter really when. You can do 3 points in Q, 3 points in W, then max out E. You can do max out W, 3 points Q, straight into maxing out E then. You can do W, E, Q, which is what I used to do quite a bit when I was building Blade of the Rune King. This ability, it's so good. You start putting points in it. It's underrated. You need to be using this ability more. And finally, the ultimate, Infinite Duress, is one of the best concepts for an ultimate that I've ever seen. I absolutely adore this thing. On its own, Warwick leaps and suppresses the first target that he hits. But the best part about this ultimate is one simple little line of text that simply says, it scales with move speed. There's also another line that says stuff about on-hit effects, but that can wait for a moment. You'll always see clips and videos of full move speed Warwick where he ults halfway across the map just because one person slightly grazed themselves. But move speed Warwick, Not always needed to just get crazy ult ranges, but there is another thing that you need to keep in mind with this ult, and that's what I just said, on-hit effects. For any League veterans out there, full on-hit Warwick is essentially pre-rework, fucking point-and-click, red smite, razor blade, whatever the hell it was. It's a one-shot. It damn near one-shots anyone. Like, look. Like, do you see? The damage this thing can do is just beautiful when you're full on hit. I love it. Warwick is one of those champs that a lot of people write off as beginner friendly, and they are right. He's definitely one of the champions who's perfect to learn the jungle with. Nowadays that might be less true than it used to be, especially with how easy Riot does make it to clear the jungle, or even just looking at new champs like Briar or Fiddlesticks who just walk into the jungle and leave with more health than they came in with. Some things to keep in mind with Warwick is that he is still a pretty difficult champion. There is a lot of nuance to his kit, and you really need to know what you're doing if you want to get the max out of him. Sure, you might not have the flashiest plays like some Yasuo player might think that they do, but you need to keep in mind that's not always what makes a champ good or bad. And the best thing about Warwick is that he's fun. At least to me, who just loves seeing enemies run away in absolute fear, he's just amazing. Sure, he does have a few odd things with him, like if you want to get the actual value out of your W, you need to be doing fucking Riven combos. I am not kidding as well, that is an actual bug with Warwick. You won't get your attack speed on a low health enemy unless you click on the ground and then click on them before you keep on attacking. It's so strange. It's literally a fast Riven Q combo. I don't understand it at all, but anyway. My griping aside about my champion, I do love him. While I do think he needs a little bit of love from Riot just to keep up with a lot of champs nowadays, he's definitely more than capable of keeping up on his own so long as the pilot is actually good at what they're doing. Well, that's another video done and dusted. I am quite enjoying making these, even though it's a little strange to be making it. I've had to record this video over 3 days. The first time my camera died, the second time I didn't have time to record, and the third time, well, the third time is now, so we're barely figuring it out as we go. Like I did just say, I do quite enjoy making these, and I think I've got another video lined up. I've got the script done for it anyway, so we'll see how that goes, and if this video is received well enough, I'll listen to whatever champions want to be seen next in the next one. So, with all that, I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time, lads.